It's Nick and Mike's top 100 games. But does anyone care what they have to say? Lit. I know I don't. Cause they may dab, they might scream, they may say some things that are plain wrong. Dab on it, dab on it. But they are dumb bing bongs. My teacher's better.
What's up, everybody? I'm Mike Murphy.
I'm Nick Murphy.
We are the brothers Murph up here on the Dice Tower doing a top 100.
Dice Tower.
Dang. Welcome. So, we want to give our top 100. That's it.
Yeah, you know,
I'm not even gonna apologize for it.
No, we were asked to do it, and we were like, of course, like that sounds like a super fun time. And we were like, oh man, is it gonna be okay? Because we have very, very similar taste in games. So it's like, no, it's probably a fair amount of crossover, but we think it's totally fine. But yeah, so we were like, oh, but you know what? Like, let's go for it. We've never done it before.
Nope.
So this is gonna be super, super fun. We got a whole 100 games to go through. It's wild. I'm so excited, though.
Me too. I just want to get right into it. Now,
Yes.
I know what some people are thinking. You know, the Brothers Murph are clearly sponsored by Restoration Games, so it's only going to be their games on the list. I just want to let you know right now, we're not bought.
We're not bought at all.
All right, so don't expect just a bunch of sponsorships and plugs and weird stuff like that, okay?
Yeah, okay, you know what? We're our own people. You know,
All right,
we make our
we're
own
pure
decisions.
board gamers. And with that, I think we should get right into number 100. What do you think?
100, let's do it. Real
right.
quick, though.
Yo.
What just missed your list? We got to hit that.
Okay, number 101.
Yes.
Vegas Showdown.
Ooh, that's
Maybe
tough.
if it had any better quality of components, better at all.
It's tough. Mine doesn't have that problem. Mine is Caverna. And the reason it's Caverna is because another game, which will come up on the list, has 100% replaced it to the point where I don't ever need to really play it again.
I'm so excited.
That being said, that's our 101s. Let's get into that 100.
Bam.
100.
Okay, so we got number 100. Okay, so I'll go ahead and go my 100 first. My 100 is a game that we need to play more of, for sure. And it's a game based off just one of my favorite IPs of all time, and that is the Dresden Files cooperative card game. I like this game a lot. It has some problems with it, but it's based on the Dresden Files, so I have to love it, and I do like it. But it's one of those games, it's a card game, as I said, it's a co-op game, and it's very difficult, but it's one of those games where a lot of times, whether or not you win or lose comes out to the cards drawn. Like, there are sometimes you get a bad draw and you're just like, we might as well just start over again. Yeah. And then sometimes it's super easy. So it's a little swingy, but I do really like the system. Mm-hmm. You are going through each book of the Dresden Files. There is a grip of fan services by Evil Hat Games, who've always done stuff with Jim Butcher in the Dresden Files. Yeah. And I love the fan service, and I really do like the game, but there are sometimes it can be a little frustrating, which is why it's not higher on my list. It's the squeaker. It made it at 100. And I do love the Dresden Files cooperative card game. I love the Dresden Files so much. It's my third favorite book series of all time. I love it. And this game is great. Yeah, but it could be a little better, which is why it's my 100, but I do still really love the game.
There are still many games worse than it, clearly.
Obviously.
It's in your top 100.
Yes.
But yeah, I dig that. I definitely like it, and you're right. It's very respectful to the series and stuff. So, like, if you're a Dresden Files fan, like, you should get it. You're going to like it.
Yeah. If you want the fan service, it's there.
Boom.
What's your top 100?
My number 100, my squeaker, is also based on stories. It's based on fairy tales. My number 100 is Grim Forest.
Oh, really? Okay.
So Grim Forest is a really simple, light game with, like, the dopest components.
Pretty much. Yeah, Druid City knocked it out of the park.
Okay, yeah. So Vegas Showdown didn't quite make the list because of components. Grim Forest made the list because the components.
Yeah.
Like, the components are amazing.
It's a fun game, too.
Yeah, it's a game in which you're trying to build... You're the three little pigs, essentially, and you're trying to build your house. You're trying to build your straw, wood, and brick house. And you're trying to do this by gaining resources in order to do that. And the best way to gain resources is to go to one of the locations that no one else goes to. It's kind of like History on that way.
Yeah,
we're
the
trying to go
simultaneous
where
selection.
no one else goes. But it's very simple. And then they have these cool cards that you can play that kind of are like little events and things like that. But it's just straight up like... Try to go where, you try to outfox your opponents and outplay. You're like, I think this guy's going to go to the fort. I'm pretty sure I'm going to the town, and it's just very light, but like the components and the quality, I mean,
it's beautiful.
Just the insert is a house and the pieces are unreal. It's
really
the most wonderfully overproduced game. I'm so happy it's so overproduced. I want to get it because like it just looks incredible.
Yeah.
The art is great. The components are fantastic. So, and it's a nice, simple, light game that you can teach to anybody.
It's true.
And like people understand fairy tales.
And again, if you want to get people into the hobby, that's a good way to do it because they go like dang, this is what board games are like?
Yeah,
you
and
know?
the cards
It's like,
feature like your favorite fairy tale characters, the things that we all recognize these characters. So it's just really fun and light. And yeah, Grim Forest made
it did not make my list, but I played it more. We've only played it a couple times. We played it more. It might squeak in.
Yeah.
I do really like it though. A lot.
It's definitely a solid game. That's my number 100.
99.
Bang.
99.
God, coffee is so necessary. Am I right though?
Never do a top 10 without it, man.
All right, 99, Mike. Do your 99, man.
Oh, man, my number 99 is a programming game featuring robots and minions. It's mechs versus minions.
Oh, this high. I would have thought this would be low. This would have been higher on your list, rather.
Nope, it's 99.
Okay. Good explanation.
Nope, that's where it is, apparently. Mechs vs. Minions is a fun game. It's based or set in the League of Legends world, right? It's by Riot Games. They are just this huge company with basically unlimited money because they have very popular video games. You're like, we're just going to make a board game that has crazy components and we're just not going to charge that much for it because we don't really care if we make money off it.
Yeah.
It's just for fun, and we all reap the benefits of that.
Pretty much.
But it's a fun cooperative programming game, which is something I appreciate because we play like Robo Rally and stuff, which I like.
Yeah.
But like, it just you can get messed up so easy, and it's hard enough to do a programming game well anyway.
That's true. In Mechs vs. Minions, it never feels personal because you're not trying to hit each other.
It's you against the game.
Yeah.
So, and you get your program all messed up. And you're not like, dang, Nick, leave me alone for 2 seconds. I'm just trying to go get this thing. And so
that's crucial for me in a programming game. It really is.
Absolutely. And it's a fun campaign that we've been slowly working our way through. So you get to unlock and open up some things and get better powers. But also you could just kind of play whatever scenario you want. Yeah. And it gives you different maps. And there's modular boards and all that. It's just a lot of fun. There's a ton of bits and just things and minis all over the place, and you're just smashing up dudes, and it's it's a fun game.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I do like Mechs vs. Minions a lot. Yeah.
It's not higher on the list because like it's kind of a bear. It's like we can only play it once in a while because there's just a lot of stuff to it.
It's a big setup and takedown for sure.
So I'm just like, it's never going to be like the number one, but it's just a really fun game.
Solid for sure.
Makes for a great co-op experience.
Yeah. All right, my 99 is a real-time game. Well, there's parts of real-time to it, and that is a game called Flatline. Is that good?
It's so good.
Yeah, good, great.
It's the best part of waking up.
It really is, dude.
Yeah,
it really is. But Flatline is you're glad when you wake up in Flatline because it means your patient didn't die. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so it's one of those things where Flatline is a sequel to the game Fuse by Renegade Game. Fuse is a game where you're rolling die. It's a real time game and you're trying to defuse bombs. But in Flatline, I love because Flatline takes place directly after Fuse, where the bomb didn't get defused and everyone got blown up.
As soon as you fail,
and you're essentially working in a hospital, and you're working in a hospital, kind of this like science fiction-y, techy hospital, kind of futuristic. But the best part about it is Fuse is 10 minutes of crazy dice rolling.
Yeah.
Flatline is 1 minute of dice rolling and placing your dice, and then it stops, and then you do a bunch of stuff, and you sit here and you plan and you talk
and talk to each other.
And you go, okay, we ready? Okay, boom. 1 minute, dude, and then you go, okay, then you go back to the thing, and it's just, it's so fun, and it's so great, and it's really hard still, but Fuse takes a lot out of you. Because it's so much stress. It's so much like, the whole time.
It's just moving as fast as you can.
And Flatline has that, but it's broken up. And that to me is so nice. And I really love Flatline. And it's gorgeous. It's Renegade Games. It's always beautiful. And the dice are great. And I love the planning and the talking and really trying to be like, okay, how can we do this? But then all your plans go out the window because you all roll your die.
Yeah.
And you're like, cool, we got nothing we needed. What are we going to do now? And you're adapting on the fly, and bad stuff is happening all the time. It's just great. Flatline is a wonderful, wonderful real-time game that if you like the concept of real-time, but they stress you out a little too much, this is kind of a good...
it's more playable.
Yeah, it's a good alternative for that because it breaks it up, which is really, really nice. So my 99 is Flatline. I like it a lot. And yeah, that's it.
Boom.
I'm done talking about Flatline now.
Good. You were on one there. I don't think you breathed for a whole minute. It's really, really great. And because the point is you get to stop every now and again. I'm not going to stop talking about it. I'm going to keep talking.
98.
It is crazy. We were just talking about Dresden Files. I've been listening to all of them on Audible lately.
Oh, really?
Dude, it's awesome. It's super easy and affordable and stuff like that. Nice. It's a great way to listen to your favorite books.
Oh, dude, I gotta check that out. It's great.
Audible's sweet, man. Audible's awesome. Cool. Yeah.
All right, everybody. My number 98 is a game. It's a game. It's a board game. Oh. It's a game called Time Stories. Time Stories is my number 98. Time Stories, I would think would be higher on my list, but it's not, and that's fine. It's
you're
still,
a hater. So.
It's I hate the game. Is what I'm getting at. No, it's still my top 100. I really, really like Time Stories. I don't know why it's not. The experience is always great. I guess my biggest problem with Time Stories is there's so many times where I'm just like, I don't know what we do in this situation in terms of like the rules, because they can't put all the scenarios in the rules because it takes spoilers and stuff like that. So there's been so many times we've played it where we had to like look up online without trying to get spoilers. Yeah. But nonetheless, take all that out of there. The experience of Time Stories is really unlike any other. It's a game, a time traveling game, a storytelling game, where you go through each scenario once, and they're essentially kind of a big puzzle and a big riddle a lot of times.
Yeah, you're trying to solve some mystery or other.
Mystery, and it does time travel really, really well, which is hard for board games.
Yeah.
But it's got a bunch of different scenarios, and you play through each scenario once, and then you can buy a new expansion. And we've done a couple of them, and I really, really love it. I love the immersion into it, because you get into it, and man, you are in that world, and you are just trying to remember, and it's kind of choose your own adventure in a way, and I love it for the idea it is. I mean, I think whoever thought of it is brilliant, and the fact they pull it off really, really well is amazing. And it just, in terms of straight game experience, it's way up there.
Agreed.
You know, and I think the fact that we can't play it too much, and the fact that we play it once, and then we're kind of like, all right, let's not play it for like a number of months, and then we'll maybe get back into it. I think that's why it's as low as it is. I mean, again, it's still really high. It's in my top 100, but I really like the game. And maybe if we played a little more scenarios, I'd like it a little more. But so far, it's at 98. I still really love it. I think in terms of immersion and theme integration, it's one of the best games out there. I mean, absolutely one of the best games out there.
And that's like, you know, it always comes down to that. People talk about what makes a game rank high on the list. Is it that you play it the most, or it's like the experience is the greatest? And like, it's not always about how often you play it. It's a really good time. So, you know, it's like, hey, yeah, Time Stories maybe doesn't hit the table too often, but when it does, it's a great, interesting, immersive experience. Yeah. That's all you ask for in a game.
Yeah. So that's my 98 Time Stories.
Boom. My number 98 is a much lighter game.
Hey.
I'd say it's darn near Gateway-y. It is Ticket to Ride Europe.
Oh,
specifically
Europa.
I to this day have never played the original Ticket to Ride.
I was going to ask if the original Ticket to Ride was higher on your list, because
the original Ticket to Ride is not on my list. I've never played it.
Okay, because there's a consequence, like, because when we were doing the thing, I was like, should I separate some of the ones we've played? And I was like, yeah, because I think they're different enough.
I think it depending on the game.
Yeah, and so, okay, so Europe, so Ticket to Ride Europe, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, it's just really fun. I really appreciate the map. I like they can play, you know, up to 5 players, and it was just the first Ticket to Ride I played. And I just really like it. I like that the city names and stuff aren't in English. And so you get to you're like, oh, that's that city. Okay, I know that city. And it's just, you know, Ticket to Ride in general, whichever one you're playing, is just a great light little kind of set collection, then building on a map game that you can kind of teach to everybody. And just once in a while, I'm like, that's what I want, man. I just want to sit back and hope I get that locomotive, you know, and try to build a really big route. And that one's really fun. Just because it can accommodate more people.
Yeah, it's up to 5. And that's that one particularly you want to play with more players, because I don't like blocking in those games. It's just not my nature to be mean and block people.
Go out of your way.
Yeah, oh, I'm going to put this here because you need that spot. I hate doing that in games. It really makes me feel bad.
Yeah.
It's just my personal way about it. But I like playing with 4 or 5 players because you just can't help get in each other's way. And I like that. Ticket to Ride Europe is not on my list because I like normal Ticket to Ride better. Okay. And the main reason, because I don't like the train stations. I feel like they're very confusing.
Yeah, well, we didn't play them right for almost the entire time we've owned that game.
So I like US Map a little better.
The thing I like about the stations is if you don't understand or don't care, it's just leave them out.
Don't play with them. Yeah,
you know. But so I mean, maybe if I played the regular one, maybe that would kind of replace. But to this moment, I have not. So
Ticket to Ride's always good. Yeah,
it's a great game.
One of the most popular games on the planet for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. It's easy mass appeal kind of thing, but also providing some decisions and stuff, so it's not mass market via Monopoly or something like that. So it's a good game that I think is a really good important piece of our hobby in helping it grow. So Ticket to Ride Europe. That's my 98.
All right, let's go on to 97.
97.
97.
All right, 97, getting into the great games now.
Finally.
Finally. These are all amazing games. So this is a game that we own and quite like. It is Lanterns, the Harvest Festival. Nice
97?
tile laying game.
Yeah, maybe 7?
There may be a 0 in front of that 7. Jeez.
I figured it'd be higher. Wow.
I did too, to be honest.
Continue.
I did too, to
Your
be honest.
opinion
But
sucks.
again, it's in my top 100 games. It's a
Yes.
game we own. It's clearly a game that we love.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
You know, it's a great, simple, beautiful tile laying game, and everyone's kind of building out this tableau of these lanterns floating on water, and it's just like an awesome another great game to play. Like if you're playing with people who never played board games, play Lanterns.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's got visual appeal. It's easy mechanics, and then if you want to go one step further, play with the Emperor's Gift expansions.
Yeah.
And like, you're
Makes it a
good to
little
go.
modular a bit.
Yeah,
Not
just
too
a little
much, but yeah.
it's just a tiny little thing. It's just a great game where you're trying to put tiles together and match colors to get cards, and it's ultimately a set collection. You turn in those sets to get your scoring tiles. So that's it. And it's just a beautiful game. Like always goes down smoothly.
Yeah.
I love Lanterns. Yeah,
Yeah, Lanterns is such a great
It's a gift
game.
that keeps on giving, man. That's just my 97.
It's 97.
That's it.
All right, cool. My 97 is a area control game, and a game that I know would be higher on my list if we get it to the table more. And that is a game called Cry Havoc.
Yeah.
Cry Havoc is a great game by Portal Games, and it's an asymmetrical area control game where you have 4 different factions you can play as. And they all play totally differently. They're all playing. You all want to do different stuff. There's kind of like the ones for the Euro gamers. There's the ones that are super aggressive.
Yeah.
Ones that are kind of more about area control, and then ones that are just get off my lawn, And it's just it's really, really great. And they all play differently. They're all super fun to play, and it's a good 2-player game. But you really want it at 3, in my opinion, and then 4 if you can get it. But I actually probably even like it more at 3.
Yeah.
But it's just we don't have that many people quite as often as we have just 2 of us.
We ain't got no friends.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where at 2 players it's fine, but it could be better. And it's one of those things where it's just so we don't play it that much. I know that if we played it more, it would be higher. I don't know if it'd be in my top 50, but I think it'd be higher up on the list. But Cry Havoc is a really great, wonderful components, a really interesting area control game that's also pretty quick. It's 45 minutes, maybe an hour.
Yeah.
It's a quick, snappy, but big game where you have to be really aggressive depending on the faction you're playing, and it's always different depending on the cards you have and again which group you have, and it's a really, really solid area control game that just doesn't get to the table very often.
Yeah.
So it's this high up, this low on my list, I guess. It's still a great game. I still love it. Cry Havoc by Portal Games. Wonderful, wonderful game. That's it. 97, Cry Havoc.
Bang. Let's get into 96.
Boom.
96.
Alrighty, 96, baby. Let's do it.
Pow, pow, pow.
My 96 is a game that Mike has mentioned already.
What?
But it's not technically a crossover because it was your 101. My 96 is Vegas Showdown.
Right on.
As Mike said, Vegas Showdown is a great game where you're building out a casino and has the worst components ever. But it's ultimately a great bidding game. You are bidding on different tiles to put in your casino,
Really
different
fun.
slot machines or a restaurant or a fancy restaurant. And it's got this cool tier system where you can't put in a fancy restaurant until you put in a normal restaurant.
Yeah.
And stuff. And you have to put things orthogonally and orthogonally, whatever it is.
Who knows?
No one knows how to say that word. And so, and it's just a really fun game that is completely hamstrung by the fact that it has such garbage components.
There's creases and stuff. It's bad,
If
man.
you remade that game with not even great components, just okay components, it would sell like crazy because it's a great game, and it's just but nonetheless the game is so wonderful. I really, really love it. And the first time I played it, I was like, man, this is a cool game. I never played a game like this, a bidding game and stuff like that. It was the first one of those kind of games I ever played.
Yeah.
And I really, really like it. Vegas Showdown is a great game, but it's cool because you're just building out your casino. The only thing you don't have to do there, which I wish was a part of it, is I wish you had to build the casino from the ground up. I wish you had to put in a foundation, a concrete foundation, because then of course you could call
SRS Trucking Incorporated because they have ready mix concrete. if you're in the Northridge area.
If you're in the Northridge area, Ready Mix Concrete, ready to go, and you can do that. They will ship over to Vegas, and I wish that was a part of it. Including SRS, Ready Mix Concrete would be a great addition to the game. Maybe an expansion, better components, I don't know. But I love Las Vegas Showdown. It's a great, great game, and that is my 96? 96.
Boom. My 96 is a game that we just played at Dice Tower Con for the first time, and only time. It is Keyflower.
Oh, really?
So it's one of them key games, man.
One of them key games.
So in this game,
I did that
you're gonna play one of them key games. So in this game, you're getting like all these like hexagonal, I believe,
You're
tiles.
buying keys from a key guy.
You're buying keys from a keyman.
Yeah, a keyman. That's what it is.
The mystical keyman.
Mystical keyman.
And the flowers never appear, which is weird. So you're playing like 4 rounds. You're playing through 4 seasons, essentially, and you're getting these different tiles and building out your little township, and then you're putting meeples down to... you're like bidding, essentially. I'm saying like, I want to use this thing, and you can like use other people's tiles to activate and get resources and things like that in order to build out kind of your best town. It's just one of those types of games. And it was just a really fun game. So it uses like your meeples and different colors matter, and you're trying to it's kind of like another bidding game. It's kind of interesting. I've only played it briefly. I just know it was a really great experience in a game I really want to explore further.
I think it'd be higher on your list if we got to play it more.
I agree. Yeah.
You know,
that's off one play.
For sure.
That's off one play, and I'm like, I know it's for sure in my top 100. It's a great game and a really fun experience.
And we played it at 6, right?
Yeah, and it like worked really good
great.
at 6.
Yeah.
I was like, and that is not something normally I say. I'm like, it plays at the 6. I'm like, no, it does not. It plays up to 4, maybe. And that one I was actually really fine with, and it's just because it's snappy and stuff, and you're just kind of deciding if you want to bid on this thing, and people putting their meeples around to actually be able to claim the tile, and then people can activate your tile, but then you get to keep those meeples and stuff. So there's this whole resource thing, with your workers essentially. It was really interesting, fun game, and played fairly quickly. It's just 4 rounds. And I don't think I even played particularly well, but I know it was really fun, and I want to play it more. Boom.
Keyflower. All right, cool.
96.
Yeah, Keyflower's a great game. 96. All right, let's move on to 95. We plowing through this list.
95.
All right, folks, we're right here in a 95. Now, my 95 is a racing game, ultimately, and you're trying to go around the world in 80 days. Around the world in 80 days is my 95.
You like that game that much?
I liked it, man. It's fun. So you're basically trying to get around the board and be the first one to do it, and it's a money management game. So you have money, and money's what ultimately allows you to move forward spaces. And there's this whole thing of you have to basically clear rumors, because people think this guy's going to go on a hot air balloon around the world. He must be crazy.
He must be crazy.
So you have to kind of clear your name.
Yeah, which is interesting.
Yeah, and there's different spaces that allow you to do different things. There's spaces that allow you to just kind of get money. There's things that you can kind of bet on. Like if I'm in first place at this point, I'm gonna get this much money. But if I'm fourth, there's this. There's all these ways to kind of balance the game, and there's catch-up mechanisms.
Yeah.
But then as you get closer to the end of the game, you want to make sure that you get to the end of the board with as little money as possible. So early on, you have to be kind of collecting money so that you can move, but then you kind of want to time it out just perfectly so you get to the end with basically nothing. And so it's just this interesting game with ultimately it's pretty easy because there's just different types of spaces that do stuff, but there's not a lot going on, and you're just trying to be the first to the end of the board, clear your name, and blow all your cash.
Yeah,
it's as easy as that. It's kind of like 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it is. It is like 1, 3. It's simple. It's simple.
3-step process.
What's it simple like? I'm trying to.
I mean, it's kind of like the Pasta Express if you think about it.
Oh, it's like pasta. Oh, you know what? It's like Pasta Express.
Yeah.
Pasta Express is so simple, It's just 1, 2, 3, just cook, strain, and drain.
That's it.
Instant pasta in a minute. It's so great, so easy. Yeah. And while I was not that huge a fan of that game, I will say that it was very easy, and it was. I don't know. It was. I don't know. It was interesting and fun. But it wasn't my fave. But
okay, I mean, it doesn't have a revolutionary thermal lid.
No, it doesn't.
The Pasta Express,
what does?
But it had It had a lot of cool stuff that you could do in a game that's fairly easy, and you get to just blow cash.
Yeah,
it's always great.
Well, that was fine. Yeah,
you blow a lot more cash than you do buying the Pasta Express, which is a great value. So.
Yeah, it really not bad at all.
Yeah.
All right, my number 95 is a game where you are pointing guns at each other. Bang, bang. Cash and Guns.
Okay.
Second edition, I guess, is what it is. But Cash and Guns.
Yeah.
Cash and Guns is my number 95.
Okay.
95. I really like Cash and Guns. Cash and Guns, again, doesn't get played quite as much as I'd like to. We've played it a decent amount.
Yeah.
But just because you want like 6, 7, 8 people.
You want to be kind of at the max, yeah.
Yeah.
It's more chaos.
And it's a game
craziness.
that you kind of have to feel out with people because you are pointing like guns in each other's faces, and it's fun if you're like, like that, you know.
Yeah.
And so you got to kind of feel people out.
It's just like a game like I'd be hesitant to bring to our game night because we play it at a game store.
Yeah.
And it's like people, I think they sell Cash and Guns there, so it's like I get it, but it's just like
just in case, just in case,
just in case.
But nonetheless, it is a super, super fun party game where everyone has a little foam gun. And you're pointing at each other, and you have a card in front of you, and you either chose a click or a bang.
Mm-hmm.
If you chose a click, that means you're bluffing, you're not actually shooting them. If you chose a bang, that means you're going to shoot them. And then whoever you're pointing at has to choose whether or not they're going to take cover, or whether or not they're going to stand there and just be like, do it.
Yeah. I know you're bluffing.
Do it. Do it.
I'm calling it.
And then if you stand there and get shot, you get a wound and you can't get any loot. But if you stand there and they clicked you,
Yeah.
and they have way more clicks than bangs, then you get a share of the loot that's in the middle. I think there's 8 rounds. And then at the end of the game, whoever has the most loot is the one who wins the game.
want that money.
It's just all bluffing and just I'm fine.
Sometimes you get 3 people pointing guns at you, and you're like,
Yeah.
well, I don't know if all of you are bluffing, but
Standing up, I don't care.
I'm staying in, boss.
If you get 2 wounds, you're out of the game.
Yeah.
So you can't get eliminated. But it's just silly, silly fun that everyone usually has a good time with.
Yeah.
Again, the player count makes it so it doesn't come out as often as I'd like it to. But nonetheless, I love Cash Guns. It's one of my favorite party games.
Yeah.
I absolutely adore it.
it's great
so
for a
much
big
fun.
party because like it is the best at like 8 players.
Yeah.
It's just nuttiness.
Just-
and yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah.
And just very silly, light. It's a great party game.
It's great.
So fun. With you get the right group of people together, it's a blast and a half.
Yeah.
You know, click, click, bang.
Bye bye.
Boom.
Go on 94?
Go on 94?
94?
94?
Boom.
94.
94.
All right, Nick.
Time to do some 94. What you got, brah?
Oh my gosh, dude! Like, okay, 94 is a game. This is it's kind of similar to Cash and Guns in a lot of different ways.
All about that violence, huh?
God, it's refreshing. It's kind of similar to Cash and Guns in a way where it's like it's probably not higher because it just can't hit the table very often, and that is pew, 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 Flick 'em Up.
Ooh.
Flick 'em Up is
getting
such
dexterous.
a good game by Pretzel Games, and it's a game. It's a big Wild West, like yeah, crazy, pew, pew, cowboy game.
Hay bales and cacti and horses.
Yeah, where you're
and...
flicking around stuff. You have these discs and you have these little cowboys, and you're flicking little bullets at each other. And it's super fun. And it's just the problem is like again, you probably want it with at least 4 to 6 people. Yeah. I don't want to play a full contingent of 10 where everyone's controlling one player because there's 5 little cowboys.
It takes too long.
It just takes too long. But with like 3 or 4 in each team, it's really, really great. And I love it, love it, love it.
Yeah.
I just think it's a wonderful game. It just doesn't get out very much because also it's a huge setup. But whenever it does, it is one heck of an experience.
It's awesome.
It is just, it's so much fun. It's just, everyone's dying laughing. Everyone's like, yeah! And like flicking stuff around.
We often
and
like bust it around the holidays. I think it's kind of like a good one for like family to play. Like we played with our dad once and it was hilarious.
Oh, he had such a
like,
good time.
He would go from like having like a great shot to the worst shot on earth. And like that's everyone who
It's
plays.
so true.
You go from like, you're like, I'm the best flicker of all time.
Yeah.
And then you like do something that goes like an inch. You're like, I have no idea what happened.
Yeah.
What's with this table, man? Like I guess I'm, it's just so fun and so... it's just a good time, man.
Yeah,
and I love all the wooden bits and stuff, or the plastic ones. It's just like you build this kind of big 3D board, and your table is the land, and you're just sliding around going for glory.
Yeah, it's so good. It just, it doesn't get to the table very often. It just can't, it just can't.
So my number 94 is a game that I have played like 300 times probably at this point. It's a game that I just learned about over the summer. It's a roll and write game, and I do believe that next year there will be many more roll and writes on our list. We kind of started playing a bunch of them right after we made our top 100, but anyway, this one is Ganz schön clever. Is my number 94, and it's because I have it in app form.
Oh yeah, you do. I still have done the app.
Like,
I'm not going to.
I mean, last night, like every night when I go to bed, I probably play like 5 or 6 games of it.
Really?
Yeah, and just like kind of lying down, it's like, woohoo, and it's just an easy little roll and write game. There's like no real theme or anything. It's just kind of maths, and you're just trying to make the best out of whatever you roll. But like, it kind of made the list because I've played it so many times.
Yeah, you really have. You really have.
And I feel like I've gotten worse and worse at it too. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I liked it just fine. Again, I wasn't super like, oh man, I love this game.
You like crushed at it though.
I did good at it too. I won, and I don't know, it was just, it didn't have any theme to it, and I think that was that kind of, a lot of roll and writes are just, they're roll and writes. They don't really have a theme, but it's like, this one really doesn't. And I wish it had some kind of theme, and I don't know, it was fine. I liked it just fine. I did really good at it, but I wish, I don't know, it didn't strike me as anything that noteworthy, I guess. Yeah. But it's fine. I have no problem with it.
Fair enough, but hey, it made my 94. It's not like 24.
Yeah.
It's 94, but Gancho and Clever is that. Let's get into 93.
Bam.
93.
93, Mike, hit us with a little bit of that 93 action.
I gotta tell you real quick though, man. You know, this 93, I almost had a really bad experience.
Really?
You know what's the most dangerous thing for board games? Water.
That's true.
When you get water on that thing,
Get all warped and
dude,
stuff.
you're never gonna recover. All right. So luckily, you know, rainwater systems really protected me in my time
so
of need.
right.
And if you need to plug a leaky faucet or anything like that, rainwater system is gonna keep that board game collection of beers safe.
Totally.
You know. But my 93 is Rajas of the Ganges.
Wow.
All right, and this is a game that's just super beautiful.
It is one of the prettiest games. Yeah.
Yeah, it uses kind of like dice allocation and stuff, and it's sort of a racing game because you have these basically two score tracks. One starts over here, one starts over here, and you want to get them to cross each other. So you want to kind of get both of the scores to the middle, essentially, and so it's just this interesting thing where you can kind of take different tacks like to get these to cross. And it was just a game that, like, I'll be perfectly honest, I played it, I was swimming.
Yeah.
All right? By, you know, design, not by accident, rainwater systems. And I can't even say for sure I knew exactly what I was doing, but it was a great game. This is kind of similar to Keyflower. I really want to play again and explore. That first game, the art and everything is so incredible that, like, I know I want to get it and play it, and I can't even say I know how to play it well at all.
Yeah.
But I'm okay with that so far.
Cool. Yeah. Raja of the Ganges. All right, my number 3 is freaking Raja of the Ganges. What are the odds? We had a cross on the same number?
But not a cross, a double true
like a
crossover.
God, that's crazy.
At 93.
I was thinking, I was like, is this going to happen? Like, we're going to have a crossover?
This can't happen often. Not this far down the list. I'm very surprised.
In the upper half, maybe, because we have very similar tasting games. But my number 93 is Raja of the Ganges.
No one tuned in this video and be like, their 93 is going to cross like a mofo, man. Like, no one expected this.
I know, that's amazing. Oh my gosh, Raja of the Ganges is a great game. And yeah, I love the mechanic of, like, whoever can get their 2 score tracks to cross is who won. And it's interesting because you're like, oh, let me do equals, but, like, I did one like this much and the other one like this
much. Which is a totally valid strategy.
I got beat out by 1 turn. Someone else, a guy named Joe, who plays a lot, he beat me out by 1 turn, but was the opposite way. He went all the way over here and then did this one like this, and he beat me out by 1 turn.
Yeah. I kind of went toward the middle, and I did the worst by far.
Yeah, there is a lot going on in this game. It is a bit of a crazy game in terms of, like, there's so many options. It's kind of worker placement, kind of dice allocation. You have your own kind of like Karuba looking board where you're like, it's just, there's so much going on in this game, but it's so intriguing. I really, really love it. And I want to play it so much. And then it's just like, 1, it's gorgeous. 2, it's about a culture there's not very many games about. Thank God. I'm so tired of seeing games in the Mediterranean. I'm so tired of seeing Viking games.
Come on,
I'm
man.
sorry. I love it. But, like, pick something else,
there
please.
Are other themes.
And it's so nice to have a nice, refreshing new theme about a different culture that we don't see much about. And I wish they would do that more. And Raja of the Ganges is such a great example of man, just making a great game built around a great theme, built around great art. I mean, it's just hitting on all cylinders, and I love it, love it, love it. Raja of the Ganges is also my 93. That is crazy.
I'm so surprised at that, dude.
I thought maybe top 20 or so we're going to get a decent amount of crossover, but I never thought this high in the list.
Yeah.
Wow.
We both clearly need to play it more because I'll bet you that will go up for both of us.
For sure, probably.
With more plays. But
yeah.
Raja of the Ganges, let's get into 29, 30, 20, 30, 92. I swear I'm dyslexic. I swear. I don't know what just happened. 92 is next. Sheesh.
92.
All right, 92. We're almost done with this list. My number 92 is a game called Hot Shots. This is a game and a theme that I wish was around more. Hot Shots is about firefighters, but particularly about like forest firefighters.
Yeah. That's the one. Yeah, forest firefighters, wild firefighters.
Alliteration is fun. But it's about forest firefighters, and it's a really tough cooperative game. It's all these like hexagonal tiles that kind of get randomized, and there's different spots on the board that you're trying to put out fires, and fire is spreading like crazy. And it can explode and stuff, and like
there's
boosh, and all of a sudden go out, and there's different winds. The wind's changing. It'll gust, which means it'll push the fire like boom, boom, boom over tiles. And
embers will just float and land and set a building on fire.
Yeah, it's insane. And you're trying to put out the fires, and you're trying to do as well as you can, and everyone has a different role which you treat differently, kind of like Flashpoint Fire Rescue or Pandemic. Yeah. Everyone has a different role that you're good at this, you're good at this. And it's a really, really good implementation of a really great theme. It looks great, and I feel like no one really talks about this game. And I think it's a game that should get a little more recognition than it does. I think it's a really wonderful, fun, tough co-op. If you like really hard co-ops, this is a great game for you, because I don't want a co-op that I can win easily. I want a co-op that destroys me.
It's got to be like the
98% of the time. Yeah. And this is one of those games. I really, really love Hot Shots. It's a great game, great theme, looks great. I love it. Hot Shots, 92.
Boom. That's a good pick. For me, my 92 is a 2-player game. Where you're trying to, you're the cops and the robbers, all right? You're Sherlock Holmes, and you're Mr. Jack. Is my 92.
Oh, really?
It's a great game where you're kind of in the streets of London and stuff like that. And if you're Mr. Jack, you're trying to hide and escape. And if you're on the other side, you're playing like a Sherlock and Watson. You're activating different people, and you're trying to basically get lines of sights down streets and trying to spot Mr. Jack, and then ultimately corral the Ripper himself. And it's just a cool game. It's a game that like seems insanely hard if you're the detectives, but you know, if you're Jack, you got to be really careful as well. And it's just like, it was just a fun kind of take on like a hidden movement type of
it's
game.
Very interesting game. It's very interesting
because there's ultimately various people. If you're Mr. Jack, there's various people you have, and you on the other side are trying to weed out. They're all suspects, but you don't know which one's actually the one you're looking for. So you're trying to like weed them out and stuff like that. And it's just, it's super. So it's like a hidden movement, but everyone's out on the board.
Yeah.
You just don't know which information is important. You know?
And some like going to the light and that, like, it's a very interesting take on hidden movement, and it's done in a pretty simple way. It's not like a really heavy game, and I want to play it. There's a bunch of different versions of it, and I would love to play more of them, because we've only ever played like the OG Mr. Jack, and I did like it a lot. And it's one of the games I wanted. It didn't make my list, but I do want to play it more because I found it very intriguing. Yeah. It's kind of how I am right now. I'm like, that was good and very intriguing, but I'm not entirely sure how much I like it, but I do like it. I know that.
Yeah, it's just a fun little game. They have Mr. Jack Pocket as well, and there's an app version of that, which I played a few times, which is like really difficult as well. I'm not great at them, but I quite like them. Yeah. But I think I like Mr. Jack the best. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's just this little board, and you're just sitting on opposite sides of the board. Great 2-player game.
Yeah.
And, you know, for us, like, we're often playing our games together, so if there's a good game that's great at 2-player or made to be a 2-player game, it's gonna be...
What are you gonna do?
It's Brookie Katuki, my dude.
Brookie Katuku.
You know?
Love Bruno Catala.
And we love him so much. So, Bruno Catala did it again with Mr. Jack, my number 92.
92. Let's get on to 91.
Yeah.
This is it for this list, baby. Woo!
Get it.
91. Yeah.
When you've got beautiful, untamable locks like mine, you're about to hit the red carpet at the hottest game convention in town. The only beauty accessory you need is big, sexy hair. Hit it, grip it, hit that red carpet, and game your heart out. Ah, God, to my eyes!
So my number 91 is Wits and Wagers.
Really? I thought that'd be higher on your list.
I mean, here's the thing. It's amazing. It's super fun. And now that we're playing it more, because we play this live on Twitch.
We do.
With people.
With the chat. Yeah, with
you
the
join us on that. You'll be able to play along with us. Now that we're doing that, next year, it's going to be higher.
For sure.
We made this list before we started doing that. So, you know, you got to honor the list as to where it is. It's a great game, great fun party game that... is a trivia game, but you don't need to be great at trivia for it.
No, not at all. That's what the best part about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So they always have these random questions that are always number based, and they're obscure. It's like, what was the heaviest ostrich ever recorded? No one knows that answer.
No one does.
So everyone, you can play on teams, you can play individually, whatever you really want. Everyone writes down their random guess, and then you order them numerically from low to high, and then what you do is you bet on which answer you think is the closest without going over.
Yeah.
And so it's just super fun, and you can bet big and hopefully make a ton of money, or you just blow all your cash and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just so fun. And now that we're playing it with the chat and stuff, it's the funnest thing ever. I love it.
Yeah, definitely.
That's my number 91, Wits and Wagers.
All right, my number 91 is a roll and write. Mike had a roll and write on his list, and this roll and write is actually one that we don't own, but it's called Metro X.
Oh, yeah.
Metro X is a great roll and write where you were trying to make subway routes in Tokyo or Osaka, I think is the other one. Yeah. But it's a roll and write game, or in this case, a draw and write, because you're drawing cards and then you're writing stuff down.
Right.
But it's just a really tough, really good, a good roll and write that's just, it's very difficult, like a lot of roll and writes, and it just, the puzzle of trying to figure it out is always really, really fun. You can play it with an infinite amount of people, which is always really, really good. Right. We did a meetup at Gen Con. We played probably 40 people or so. We facilitated a big 40-person game. Super cool, super fun. Metro X, I love roll and writes. There's going to be more and more and more of them on my list probably next year. I absolutely love the genre, and I'm excited for what they come up with, because every single one I've really enjoyed. Every single one.
They're really cool, and it's fun when you have in that one you draw a card that gives you a number, and you have to fill in this many spaces on one route. So once the card's revealed, then everyone can just kind of go in and do their thing all at the same time. So it really is unlimited for how many people can play. If you got a sheet of paper for them, then boom, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Super fun. Metro X is a great time for sure.
Yeah. So that's my number 91, Metro X, and that is going to be it for this installment of the Top 10. That was 100 through 91. We're 1/10 of the way there.
Boom. All right, there's only 9 more to go, so we will have all the way down to number 1. Let us know what you thought of these games in the comments below. Are any of these in your top 100? Would you consider? Have you played them? Do you like them? Do you hate them? Why? Let us know in the comments below, and then be sure to check out our YouTube channel for more silliness. Probably more hair like his.
Yeah, probably more big sexy hair. Yeah. Check us out on Twitch is where we play games, especially like Wits and Wagers. We play live with the chat and stuff like that. It's a really great time. But nonetheless, please be sure to continue watching this Top 100, because we got 9 more of these to go.
Indeed. And thanks to Tom and the Dice Tower for letting us do this on your channel. We appreciate it. And we'll see you all in the next installment of our Top 100 games of all time.
Peace.
Morons. This hole is